For Prime Minister Stephen Harper's ruling Conservative Party is expected to be ousted. Now, early results show Justin Trudeau's Liberal Party is poised to win all 32 seats in Atlantic Canada. They also managed to capture 2/3 of the votes in 4 provinces. The final results are expected to come out within hours. Earlier surveys show that Liberals have the support of more than 38% of Canadians. This is while the Conservatives have about 30%, and the new Democratic Party has about 21%. Let's cross over to Vancouver, joined by Alfred Webre, political commentator. Thank you so much for being with us.
Certainly.
Well, are you surprised at these initial results, and what does it mean in your perspective?
Well, surprised at the scale of what apparently is what they're calling now a red tide, red being the Liberal colors. We knew that this is probably going to be a minority government by the Liberals, but the extent of the sweep in Atlantic Canada, and as we move across Canada in Ontario, Quebec, and finally when we get here to the western provinces in BC, this is extraordinary. I think what this represents above policy is a values election. And that is that with this election, the Canadian people have firmly rejected racial division, appeals to fear. They have rejected Islamophobia. Stephen Harper imported an Australian political consultant who had gotten David Cameron in as prime minister. That political consultant was forced to flee the country 3 or 4 days ago because the Canadian people rejected all of the divisive and racist and fear-based tactics that the consultant and that the Harper government has tried. And in fact, here in Vancouver, all of the signs in many of the neighborhoods for Harper went down and were taken down in neighborhoods, especially Asian neighborhoods that were for Harper, after Harper began to accuse the Liberals of threatening to sell drugs to their kids and to bring in brothels. So that it's clear that the era of Islamophobia and of fear is over, and that we're entering a new era of clarity, much like the policies of his father, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, who I must say, in all fairness, was my personal business lawyer in his later days. But he's known as one of the outstanding prime ministers of Canada. And Richard Nixon, when he took young 4-month-old Justin Trudeau was taken by his father on a state visit to Richard Nixon stood up and toasted a toast to Justin Trudeau, the future Prime Minister of Canada, and that was in 1972. So this is quite an occasion.
Okay, very interesting. Of course, we'll be keeping our eyes on Canada and look forward to seeing the final results of the election. Thanks so much for being with us, Mr. Alfred Webre, political commentator out of Vancouver.
Thank you.